हजारों के साथ नियमितता से घटने वाली घटनाएं हैं और ये
the convener of the Northeast Cell, Shri Sunil Devdar-ji, my colleague in the Rajya Sabha and our party spokesperson, Shri Prakash Javadekar-ji, the president of the Delhi BJP, Shri Vijendra Gupta, Shri Mahendra Pandey and friends. For some reason, Sunilji has asked me that some of you, for reasons of convenience of language, may prefer that I speak in English. Is that so, or I can speak in Hindi? English, all right. But about a year ago, we organized the Northeast Cell for the purposes of contact of those friends from Northeast who live in various parts of India. And I had the fortune of joining the inauguration of that cell at the Constitution Club at a function which was inaugurated by our party president. Northeast is an area which, for more than one reason, is an area of concern for us. And when I say this, I have two reasons for this extra concern and affection that we need to bring into our thought process with regard to the Northeast. The BJP, as all of you know, in terms of our ideological position, we are normally considered staunchly a very nationalistic party. And therefore our attachment for everything which is Indian, every inch of Indian territory, we feel very strongly as far as these issues are concerned. The second reason is, and I think when some people have a grievance, it's not entirely without reason. Northeast was one of the two regions of India which got worstly affected because of the partition of India in 1947. Punjab got very badly affected. Punjab was divided into two, and Bengal was divided into two. The circumstances before and after that were very tragic. India saw the largest migration of human population ever in global history. And when population of this kind migrates and refugees come, there are serious problems which arise. Rehabilitation has to take place. Massacres took place on both sides of the border. It was accompanied by some kind of a feeling of frenzy even in Bengal. The circumstances were of this kind. But then there is one great strength that the Indian society has, which is a sense of resilience. And slowly but surely we got out of it. But the changed map of India affected Northeast the most. Punjab got divided, so Punjab stopped with the boundaries of India. Bengal got divided, so it stopped with the new boundaries of India. But the long-term impact on Northeast, and that impact continues till today, is that if you see the entire map and conceptualize the entire map, and all of you feel it much more in actual practice than any one of us does, the physical distance between Northeast and the rest of India increased. The creation of East Pakistan later became Bangladesh. The impact of that was that anyone wanting to now travel to Northeast now has to go through the little portion of Chicken Snake, and most people travel by the rail or the road route. There are very few fortunate people who can travel by air. And the impact of this was that Northeast moved, because of the partition of India, almost 1200 kilometers more from the rest of the country. Now the impact of this 1200 kilometers is not merely on the human mind, it is on actual day-to-day life of a citizen. And some of us living in the rest of the country cannot even conceptualize as to how much of a difference it makes. So every product that you buy in Northeast, which is not produced in Northeast and has to go from other parts of the country, has to take that extra distance. So if it has to take the extra distance, distance involves addition to the cost. So whatever you get there is costlier than what people in rest of the country get. The next big impact is India as a nation missed the first industrial revolution. But over the last 30, 40 years, we started building our own industries, first in the public sector, now in the private sector. And therefore, when the industrialization of India is taking place and a larger industrialization will take place, raw materials have to be carried from their source of availability to where the industrial plants are. And therefore, nearness to the port. So you must have a port in close proximity from where raw material from outside the country can come. And if finished products are to go outside the country, there must be a port. So in that sense, Northeast becomes landlocked. The raw material which comes, therefore, is bound to be costlier. And when a businessman feels that setting up an industry there is far more costly than rest of the country, then it disincentivizes his desire to set it up there. Therefore, there is involved, because of this distance, and the distance got increased essentially because of the new geography which was created. I remember when we were in government and the government from Bangladesh used to discuss with us various issues. One of the principal issues of concern that we had was an issue of physical access. Access is access from the port. Access means access from physically rest of the country. So from pipelines to power lines to a railway to a roadway, access through Bangladesh is capable of cutting down this great distance which the partition of India and the changed geography had created. Of course, since 1971, the domestic politics of Bangladesh being what it was, we had ups and downs in various negotiations. I recollect at one stage there was a proposal that should Northeast not have had access to a port. And at that stage, the government of India was even contemplating talking to the government in Myanmar if a road could be built and an access could be created to one of the ports which could be specially designated, where Northeastern industry trade could also use it, the governments could use it. This time I was reasonably hopeful, because after a long time in history, we have a government in Bangladesh which has the best of relationship with India. And therefore, when the Prime Minister went, I always had a silent hope that in this visit, the issue of access could be clinched. Unfortunately, that did not happen. And one of the reasons why it did not happen clearly appears to be the internal dynamics of the government. Because at the last minute, the West Bengal Chief Minister decided not to travel. And she had certain reservations about the final draft agreement, which it involved giving too much excess water of Teesta. And therefore, the response on the access was not very encouraging. But I have not the least doubt in my mind that this is not an issue which is a partisan issue between the NDA or the UPA. It helps Bangladesh also, because the access is never free access. It's a service they provide. And because it's a service that they provide, it's a service that will help to boost their own economy.